pages of Hebrew. Gosh, how is anybody supposed to know what these mean? If you know what these 22 letters mean, you can read every word in them.
I can read it, but I just don't know what the words mean.
If you know what the letters mean, you can diagnose the words, just like I did this. So the point of the chart that I put together, again, I'm not trying to sell an item. The fact is, it costs a bunch of money, and I borrowed those charts from the radio station. I got it. But I'm giving you the chart for free, just as a PDF file. So you don't even have to buy it. You can make your own if you want, because you get it from the radio station. It's a little cheaper, and it's already there. But the point is, I'll give you the PDF file, and you can look at the chart for free. You can look at all these pictures I drew. You know, the whole idea about the flag, it's like, it's not a matter of saying, hey, look what I did, like show and tell. It's a matter of saying the consciousness of the confederated tribes of Israel. Right now, the only tribe that has done what it was supposed to do, as much as we don't necessarily like to admit it, is Yehuda. Now I praise Yah, is what his mother said. How do they praise Yah? Well, at least they're keeping the words of the Torah written down so that we can read them. They're the only tribe that is on record as keeping the words of this Torah so we can read them. Regardless of how they spin off in the teachings or the rabbinical authority or anything else, at least, thank you, Brother Yehuda, you've done that. What has Asher done? How about Gad, Naphtali, Zebulun? You ever heard from them lately?
Still waiting.
Yehuda stayed home and took care of the laws and did all of his commandments and did what he said to do, while the other 10 tribes ran off and played and did their thing and lost their way, lost their mind, lost
Now, from what I understand,
Lost their identity.
at least the Levites and the Kohanim have been teaching Yehuda. So the Levites have been hanging in there.
Well, the Levites, weren't they still with Yehuda?
Well, they were half in both tribes.
Is this a good time to break or somewhere soon? Or
Yeah, sure. Let me just finish this last sentence. The purpose of like making that flag is to stimulate thought, to say, what if each of the tribes, as per Yahweh's intention, actually lived up to its potential? Has it ever happened yet? Not that I know. Well, then how can this be the end of the world? Oh, there's the tribulation, the beast, and the Antichrist, and then it's all over. Yeshua's going to come back, and he's going to do it all himself. Listen, it was never the plan for him to have to do it himself ever since the beginning. The plan was to bequeath the power to Israel to do the job. And Israel has tripped and fallen and spit on it and broken it all ever since the beginning. So what
in every way they could.
they've ignored it, they've casually disregarded it, they've hated it, they've loathed it, they've given it away, they've done everything they could. They've drawn mustache pictures on it and said, laughed at it, you know. What are we doing?
Whose kid is that? Where's the mother?
Well, we should take a break here. But what I'm saying is, we don't know what tribes we are. The Jews say, if you come back to Torah, you're a Jew. It's like, yeah, not necessarily Jew. Well, I'm not saying I wouldn't want to be associated with you guys, but I can't claim to be one of you guys. So what if I was of Asher or Dan or Naphtali? What does that mean? That means as much as you guys, thank you very much, have done your job, I should be doing my job. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Why don't we just start doing something what we think it is? So why doesn't we all just start doing something for the kingdom that we think is on the right track? Maybe Brother Yehuda says, what are you guys doing? Now here's one other last thing. 10 men will grab a hold of the Zitzot of one Jew, and they'll say, we have heard Elohim is with you. Let us go with you. That's what you've heard it say, right? That's what it's translated in the Bible. What it says is, Shemanu Elohim Amkam. Boaz said to his men in the field, Yahweh Amkam, Yahweh be with you. Yahweh be with you. If we Shemanu Elohim Amkam, it means we Shema Elohim, as does Yehuda. We Shema Elohim together. All of us together are Shema'ing Elohim. That's a whole different way to translate it. That doesn't put one Yehuda as preeminent. That says, we're all doing it now. Thank you very much. We're all Shema'ing Elohim. That's a whole different way to read it. What would it look like if all the 12 tribes started to Shema Elohim? Amkam. Amnu. All of us together. This could be just the beginning of the greatest thing that has ever happened on the face of the earth. But the Christians won't tell you that. The Jews won't tell you that. Who's telling you that? Some of the teachers that come around are talking more about the tribulation than talking about what we should be doing. And it's like, I've even had my own friends say, are you saying that you think that instead of things getting worse, things are going to get better, and it's actually going to turn around? It's like, okay, and they don't even want to listen to anything I have to say.
Aw.
But how do we know? Abraham said, would you destroy Sodom and Gomorrah if there was even 10 guys? He said, if there's 10 righteous, I'm not going to destroy them. Well, there was only 8 at the time of Noah, and we got wiped out. My point is this. We don't know. There was another verse, and I'll say just briefly, and we'll get on with this, that Yahweh says, if you guys keep bringing in goods to sell on the Shabbat through these gates, then through these very gates will come your princes and your people beaten, ripped open, dragged in chains through these very gates. But if you stop bringing wares to sell in through these very gates, then there will be generations of your princes dressed in their nobility on fine horses with your prestige coming through these gates. Yahweh had envisioned generations of people being blessed that might never have been born, and it was all contingent on whether they bring wares through these gates to sell. It was not predestination. It wasn't, it was the elect. They were going to be born or not born. He says, it's up to you guys. If you guys do what I say, you will have generations. You don't do what I say, there's no generations. Your choice. What are you going to do? So I'm suggesting that this could be the end of the world as we know it if we continue to profane the Torah. But if we choose not to profane the Torah, return to the words of life, perhaps we could sustain the planet. Not that, oh boy, I want more of this. Say, even so, come quickly, Yeshua. But it's a matter of, there's a verse where Yahweh says, you guys have broken his anguished heart. And the word for breaking is, anguished his heart, is the word for breaking a dream. You ever think that Yahweh had a dream? We've got dreams. Our dreams get broken. Do you think that Yahweh had a dream? The word shiver, shin bet resh, like shiver me timbers, is fractured, and like you're, just don't let them see you quake. Shivar, shin bet resh, is to break a riddle or break a dream like a solution, but it also means to fragment or to crumble, to break it down. Israel has broken Yahweh's dreams all these years. We've broken his dreams. We could be the generation that gives him his dreams come true. What a concept.
If everybody would have Teshuvah, when Yeshua returned and went back to the Torah, it would have been all over right there.
But they didn't. Some did, but some didn't. How many? Here's the
They
thing.
say half of Israel.
How many of who does it take, when, for how long, with what heart, doing what,
Only he knows.
before he says, that's what I wanted to see. Could be us now, with all our heart, returning to his words, just to fulfill his dreams. Anyway.
Once again, we celebrate coming together to break bread and to hear the word together. So, in the name of Yeshua, who gave his blood to redeem us, Baruch atah Yahweh Eloheinu melech haolam, glory free. Thanks to our brother, we know much more about our Messiah, who is the bread of life. Baruch atah Yahweh Eloheinu melech haolam, Motzei lechem. There is food ready for you guys in the, yeah, I guess, let's offer. Well, that was a blessing. There's food ready in the other room, so